Hello students. In the previous class, we studied about the classification of heterotrophic nutrition, and the classification goes like that: parasitic, saprotrophic, insectivorous and symbiotic. So parasitic we have discussed. So today we will see saprotrophic plants. Saprotrophic plants are the plants which obtains its nutrition by the dead and decaying plant and animal matter. These are called as saprotrophic plant. And this type of nutrition or mode of nutrition we call them as saprotrophic nutrition. Okay, an example is mushroom. So in the saprotrophic plants, in their roots there will be fungi, and this fungi will secrete digestive juice, and this juice will be converted into a solution, and from this solution the saprotrophic plants will absorb the nutrients. And the next classification is insectivorous plants. These are also known as carnivorous plants. From the name itself we can guess insectivorous plants means plants which eat insects. Okay. In other words, we can say the plants which obtain their food from insect are called as insectivorous plants, or we can say the plants which obtain the nutrients by trapping and digesting insects are called as insectivorous plants. So in these plants they have chlorophyll, but they doesn't prepare their food. Okay, they can make their own food as they are growing in a place where there is lack of nitrogen. So what they will do, the plants will trap and kill small insects. Okay, and then they will digest them to obtain proteins. Some examples are Venus flytrap, sundew and pitcher plant. This is a pitcher plant, you can see. So the leaves are modified into picture like structure. Okay, you can see the structure. So what is the specialty? There will be a lid. As soon as an insect get inside, so this lid will be closed. Okay, so in this way the insect will be trapped. So digestive juice are present. So what will happen? So these juice, they will digest the protein in the insect's body. This you can see, this is Venus flytrap, and here you can see the leaves of the plant are modified in two parts. Okay, so the leaves are modified into two parts such that there forms a space. You can see in between the two parts of the leaf there is some space or some hinge. So what will happen? As soon as any insect will be sitting in between that part or in between that hinge, so what will happen? These leaves will be closed and the insect will be trapped. You can see in the figure. You can see some hair-like projection in the edge or in the side. So even if the insect sits in this position also, it will automatically will be shut. Okay, and the insect will be trapped, and after some time the insect will be killed. Moving to next portion, we have to study the last classification, that is symbiotic plants. Okay. So symbiotic plants means those plants that live in mutual relationship with any other organism. Okay, so the plants which live with mutual relationship with other organisms such that both the organisms are benefited or both the organisms are share the nutrients. Okay, so these are known as symbiotic plants. So here both the organisms are benefited, that means both are not harmed, that means no organism is harming the other organism. So they live in mutual relationship in such a way that both the organisms are benefited. Okay, so this association is called as symbiosis. Plants are known as symbiotic plants, whereas this type of association is called as symbiosis. So the example is lichen, that means it is a symbiotic association between algae and fungi. So here algae also is benefited by fungi and fungi is also benefited by algae. Let us see how. This algae will provide nutrients and these nutrients will be taken by fungi. whereas the fungi will provide water, mineral and shelter to the algae. Okay, in this way both algae and fungi will help each other. They will be benefited and no organism will be harmed. And the second example is rhizobium and leguminous plants. So you know that the rhizobium plants, what is the specialty in them? So this rhizobium lives in the root nodules of leguminous plants. Leguminous plants means like beans and peas. Okay, so peas and beans. So this bacteria help to convert atmospheric nitrogen into ammonia and then into nitrates. Okay, so what is the benefit of leguminous plant? This leguminous plants will use this nitrate and so it provides food and shelter to whom? To the bacteria. Okay, so the rhizobium, they will convert the atmospheric nitrogen into ammonia and then to nitrates, and this nitrates will be used by leguminous plant as what? As a source of nitrogen, and so this leguminous plant will provide food and shelter to the rhizobium. And our next topic is replenishing nutrients in the soil. So we all know that plants require different types of nutrients like nitrogen, potassium, phosphorus for their growth. So when we are cultivating different types of crop, so what will happen? After some time the soil will lose its nutrients. So we need to put essential nutrients so that the plants may grow. So the one way is to add manures and fertilizers. As we have told, these manures and fertilizers are very rich in nutrients. Okay, so the next step is, this was the first step, that is adding manures and fertilizers, and the second step is leguminous plant. Just as we have told, leguminous plant like peas, gram, beans. Okay, so in their root nodules, who will be present? Nitrogen fixing bacteria, that is rhizobium, will be present. So the rhizobium bacteria, what they will do? Rhizobium bacteria will convert the atmospheric nitrogen into nitrates, and this will be used by the leguminous plants, whereas the leguminous plants will provide food and shelter to the rhizobium bacteria. So by this our chapter is completed. So try to answer these questions. Thank you for listening.